Hi, I'm Steve from the Stonecrafting Workshop. Welcome. Today I'm going to do a review of this. It's the National Geographic rock tumbler. I've only just bought it. It's something I've always wanted to do. The ability to tumble pebbles and polish them really interests me. What's inside them? I'm really looking forward to this, but first of all I'm going to review the machine. Then we'll go right through the process of trying to tumble my first batch of stones. So join me and see how we get on. First, a quick word as to why I chose this particular tumbler to buy and not another tumbler. First of all, in the British market, the UK market, there's not that much choice. And I wanted, very specifically, I wanted a rubber barrel. These machines can be supplied also with plastic barrels. And from what I read, I did quite a lot of research on the internet, and from what I read, the plastic barrels are noisier. I wanted a small machine. I didn't want to be tumbling bucket loads of gravel and pebbles. I don't quite see the point in that just yet. So I wanted a small one, and this one was available. It comes complete with stones and a full kit of gravel, of aggregates, and it just seemed like a bargain for the price. It cost me about £64, I think, off of Amazon. So that's why I chose this particular machine. Right, there's some instructions and a book about rock tumbling generally. There's a discount voucher and right, so there's the pack of abrasives. 4 packs in there, yes, there's 4 packs in there. There's a plug and a transformer. That's the actual tumbling machine. And that's the drum. There's also a small and a little set of jewellery finings. Don't know if I'll use those or not, we'll see. And there's also a spare wheel, a drive wheel. If you look on the side of the machine, there's a drive wheel. It's quite loose, so it's not going to come under a lot of strain. Put that to one side and keep it carefully. And essentially what happens is you put the barrel on top of that and it starts up, spins around. Let's see what's in the barrel. To open the barrel, you take the top off, put the knob back on just to pull that loose, and then inside the barrel they've packed this pack of stones. The machine itself is powered through a transformer and the output is 12 volt. So I guess because you're working with water, that provides an element of safety. I'll just rest the barrel on top of there for now. And you can see on the front there's a row of 7 LEDs, red LEDs, and you simply press set for the number of days you want the thing to tumble. So I've set it to 6, you press start, and lo and behold it goes. Not within itself very noisy, but then I haven't got anything in the barrel. Let's have a look at the rocks that came with the kit, came with the machine. It's a rule with stonework and all types of stonework really. If you want to see what the colour of a stone is, you make it wet, and if you want to see how well it's polishing, you dry it. So I've got a bowl of water here, and I quickly dip them in, and you see that's a really nice green colour. The main thing I notice about this is there's lots of little little bits in here. There's a tiny little bit of quartz here. I'm going to separate them out. I'm not going to put those in. There's a piece of something here, I don't know what it is, but it's very thin, and I'm pretty sure that'll simply disintegrate and break up in the tumbling process, so I'm not going to use that. And that one's a bit on the small side as well. Put that to one side. And the rest of these I'll put in. I'll give it a go, why not? Another Dalmatian Jasper. That one's got quite a nice orangey background to it. As you can see, that barely comes up to, well, barely a quarter, well, a third of the barrel size. So I'm going to use the stones that I picked up off the beach. I'm going to sort through them, and I'm going to pick out some nice stones to put in there to bulk out the knives. These are the stones I picked up off our local beach, and I'm going to put in and try and polish them. About 2/3 full with stones, with pebbles. Now we're going to top it up with water and put the sachet number 1 in. Right, so we're all loaded and ready to go. I've loaded the barrel with most of the stones that came with the kit, plus some beach stones that we picked up on our beach. And we're going to run the whole thing for a month. We're going to see how the machine performs and see how we get on, what the results are at the end of it. I'm going to make a separate video on that process because it's quite a long process, and I think it'd be quite interesting to see it stage by stage as it progresses. So let's get on with it. Right, so the machine has been running in my workshop, rumbling away, I think for 34 days, something like that, a long time. And this is the result of the stones that came out, and in the next video we'll go through that in a bit more detail. Just suffice to say that they didn't come out polished, but I did find a way, I have got a way that you can easily polish them. It very nearly polishes them, but not quite. In the book it suggests oiling them. I don't like that idea. I think that's a bit of a cheapo get out for them. So, but I'll cover that in the next video on how you can actually finish these off and polish them. During its time in my workshop, the machine rumbled away faultlessly. No problem whatsoever. I didn't have an issue with it at all. A couple of features on the machine I didn't discuss. The inside of this rubber barrel is faceted. And that's to encourage the stones to actually tumble rather than simply slide round the inside of the barrel. So that's a nice little well thought out feature. The other thing I thought I'd quickly go across is the safety of it. I think it's quite a safe little machine, this, for children. It's sold as a children's toy, whatever. And the first thing is it's 12 volt, so that in itself is a kind of safety measure when you're dealing with water and what have you. But during the course of using it, I found a couple of interesting things. Is that if you simply stop it, there's a thermal cutout. And the only way to get the thing going again is to unplug it, let it reset, plug it in again. And that also works. The worst thing I can think of that a child would do is stick their fingers there under that roller which is spinning round, and all that happens is it stops and the thermal cutout works again. Unplug it, turn it on again. So I think that's nice and safe. I even tried sticking my fingers in this, and all that happens is the belt comes off. It's such a loose belt. You know, you're not going to, some little tyke isn't going to get their fingers stuck in there seriously, I don't think. So that's quite nice. So what do I think of the machine? I think the machine itself is really good. I'm very pleased with it. I'm quite pleased I only got the small one. In future I'm going to concentrate on picking up small lots of stones off my beach and doing, you know, taking the effort to find really nice special stones. The kit itself though, the stones that came with the with the machine. Not hugely impressed by that. I think I wouldn't rush to get that, and I'm particularly disappointed with the grits that come with it. The fact that they're simply labelled 1, 2, 3 and 4 isn't very informative. So I've gone on eBay and I've bought some grit for myself, and I shall do that in future. But on the whole, I'm really pleased that I got the machine, and I'm pleased that with the way it functioned. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it's been informative and is of some use to you. And I hope you take this up as a hobby. I really do. I think it's, as long as you've got the patience for it, it's really good. If you did enjoy it, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more about rock tumbling, because I'm going to continue with this, or stone crafting of any type, or machine reviews, please subscribe. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and go down the beach and start picking up stones.